What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Jan, and welcome to Tai Chi to the People, joined by Mark and Sam today. And we are going to do seated Qigong and Nei Kung in the Lotus position. So I highly recommend if you need a pillow, you can get a pillow and put it under your sit bones. I'm sitting without the pillow. There's some yogic beliefs that if you're a meditator, you should separate your body from the current of the ground until you progress in your meditation, in being able to maintain your focus without being disrupted by the current of the ground. So there's that. I'm obviously on a mat, and I feel pretty good about my posture here, and I'm always working on it. I'm pushing the sit bones into the ground, meaning that I'm not allowing my back to curve, but I'm pushing my sit bones, the place where the pelvis meets the femur, pushing it into the ground, and doing my best to keep a gentle lift on my collarbone, specifically the two notches on the collarbone, lifting upward, imaginary string lifting from the top of the head, and relaxation cascading down my spine all the way through. Mouth is closed. Wondering if my son would want to join me. Jen, you want to join me? He doesn't want to join. Mouth closed, tongue on the ceiling of the mouth. All the breathing in and out through the nose, but specifically using the belly. 3 finger lengths below the belly button. Second chakra in yoga, the lower dantian in Kung Fu. And you're going to inhale into that point. And you're going to, muting here so you can get the clearest sound. You're going to inhale into the belly and see the color, the breath as a color gathering in the belly. And as you exhale, just spread it to the body. Notice that I have my fingers, my hands very relaxed. And notice that I have this meditation position with my index finger touching my thumb. And I maintain that just as I focus on visualization. Some people may do it upward, and that's fine as well, but I'm doing this less for the traditional meditation practice and more so to align my visualization and my energy here in the belly. Inhale deep, spread through the whole body. And it should feel like a radar. We've done this in our Nei Kung before. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, spread through the whole body. Notice that I'm taking pressure off my lungs as well. You don't see my chest expanding. I'm not doing that. And that's great and awesome for other exercises that require it. We're focused on the lower dantian, the belly, to take pressure off the lungs. If you want to do a more advanced inhalation, rather than just the belly expanding, add the obliques expanding and the lower back expanding. So it should feel as if the entire waist is coming out like a bell. That's actually the third stage. First stage is just the belly, inflating, exhaling. The second stage is inhaling even deeper, inhaling even deeper through the back. Inhale through the entire waist open. Exhale, spread the color through the whole body. And then you take away that multiple stages and you just let the whole waist expand out. You always do your best to keep an inward smile just for yourself. Obviously, because people want to be able to see it, but it's really for you. And now we're going to start with uplifting hand. Breath lifts the wrists. Exhale, wash the color through the palms and fingertips. So we're pushing the color, the breath, through the palms and fingertips. Notice on my side, when I get up to the side, my arms are about 45 degrees from my hips. Same as our standing version of this exercise. Inhaling out, exhaling out, inhaling out. If the camera were higher, you'd see that my fingers are going to come together and interlace. Interlace the fingers. Exhaling down. And inhale, turn the palm with the fingers interlaced up to the ceiling or sky. And push your sit bones into the ground. So here. Pushing up. Exhaling down. We'll do it unbroken. Inhale up, exhale out. Inhale deep, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Uplifting up. Again, inhaling up, exhale out. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale out, exhale down. And remember, the inhalation is a catalyst for a deeper experience. You want to inhale and you're pumping the color visualization through the body. It should feel like the circulation, the engine is revving and the circulation is increasing throughout the body. When you do that final exhalation, it should feel like the radon spreading through the body. So let's get a little bit deeper, a little more detail in the breathwork and visualization here. The fingertips should feel like you have a nostril on each fingertip. So when you inhale through the fingers, when you finally activate them, the color floods down the arm and you visualize it. Inhaling, flooding down the arms into the belly. When we first start, we actually start with the wrists, and the wrists are part of a different but complementary pulley system. So the breath lifts the wrists as if the breath is pulling part of a pulley system, lifting the wrists up. And the elbows, notice the shoulders are all down, just the wrists. And then you exhale, push the color through the palm of the fingertips as if you have nostrils, exhaling. And then you inhale, again, like you have nostrils, the color washes in. Interlace, exhaling down, color deflating into the belly, inhaling up, stretching out of the hips, exhaling, and wash that color out to the whole body like a radar in all directions. Super important. Inhaling up, exhale out, inhale deep, interlace, exhaling down, going to sleep. You feel like you're going to sleep here. The hands come to collarbone level and then inhale up, waking up. Color washes into the belly, stretching out of the hips, out of the shoulders. Really feel the stretch and exhale. And now we're going to go to one of the most classic Tai Chi exercises, Qigong exercises, which is drawing the bow. Drawing the bow seated looks like this. Inhaling deep, exhaling. The emphasis on the waist, especially seated, is amazing. So when you do this standing up, for those who may not be used to separating hip power from waist power, two different types of power, this can be very, very helpful at getting you to really feel the trunk, the waist being flexible, not the hips as much, but the waist and the trunk. So here, let's go into the details of it. You're going to have your left hand out. Let's start with the left hand out. Notice that my other hand is ready, or I can keep my index finger here just as I wait. And then inhale, and I draw the color across. As if my fingers are being pulled this way, and my waist is turning. And I'm drawing the color into the belly, through the arms, as if my fingertips have nostrils on it. I gently grab the bowstring, imaginary, and I exhale, and I pull that bowstring back. And I hold the bow here with the arrow. So from the side, first of all, the palm can be facing the chest. The distance between the heart, about 6 or 8 inches. Notice that my hand is about 45 degrees out from my hip, once again. So I'm not here, I'm not on the side. And that's not to say that this is wrong. It's to say that we're doing a very particular version. There's many variations of drawing the bow. So starting again, inhale, reach across, exhale. Eye and the index finger. Inhale, and the eye shifts to the middle finger of the hand. And notice this hand has just relaxed. The elbow is down and it's hidden. I'm moving the arm. It's hidden right here. Reaching across, waist turns. Exhale, uncoil. As you uncoil, the arm comes out. This hand right in front of the heart or the sternum. Hollow fist, very, very gentle. And the shoulder blades, another point. Shoulders are very relaxed. They're not up, they're down and soft. But the shoulder blades disappear into the upper back. Here we are again. shoulder blades down and in. And if I go here against the little white background, well, you can see it in and it disappears. So really make sure you get that rounded upper, that the shoulder blades disappearing to upper back. So we call it rounded back. That can be interpreted in multiple ways. Let's go for it again. Smooth. Inhaling deep. Exhale. I am the middle finger. Inhale, I goes to the index finger. Now it's on the middle finger. Exhale, I on the index finger. The eye can stay here. The palm posture could be here, or you can be here, which is middle finger touching the thumb, and do this as well. Whatever suits you best. This is a bit more martial, where you hide the thumb, pull the fingers back. A little more Hungar, Hungar Kung Fu. And inhale deep, reaching across. Exhale. Sit bones pushing into the ground. Exhale. Inhale deep, reaching across. Exhale. And you really want to feel the waist and the coil up and allowing the waist to snap back to center in coordination with the breath work. You want the color to come in through the extended hand into the belly as you inhale. And exhale, push from the belly through the shoulder blade. Really feel the energy and the conduit being through that shoulder blade, opening up and shooting down through the index finger. Inhale, reach as the elbow softens. Exhale. This elbow softening is very important because if you do it standing up, it's partially how to set up a sacrifice throw. We've talked about that in our previous versions of the standing exercise. Inhale, draw across. Eye on the middle finger as you draw across, and exhale, eye on the index finger as you come out 45 degrees from the hip. One more time. Exhale. And now inhale, reaching over and across. And you're going to reach, push the sit bones into the ground, which means if you find your back rounded, open up the chest. And I'm pushing with the back of the hand on my thigh, and I'm reaching. My fingers are reaching to the ground. My fingers are reaching to the corner of the room or the corner above me, to the sky, and exhale back down. And the arm should really feel like hoses. Inhaling, drawing the breath in, the color, reaching across, and really reach down, exhale, and come right back to center. Inhale, reaching across. Exhale, reaching down. Inhale, across. Exhale. Inhale, across. Exhale, reaching down. And this stretch you should feel in the spine. And notice from the sides, as you reach, you really feel the twist. My sit bones stay flat. I'm pushing them into the ground so they're here. My lower back, the natural curve is there, and I'm reaching. And my eyes, notice that my head, chin, it can be very easy for the chin to come forward here as you look up to the eyes. But what you want to do is you want to soften the back of the neck by tucking in the chin. Soften the back of the neck by tucking in the chin from the front. Inhaling again. Notice that I tuck my chin, not all the way down, but just to make sure that I don't stick the chin out and create unnecessary tension in the back of the neck. This is one of the exercises that I do standing up when I'm driving, or if I'm driving sitting down, I'll do it as well. But I'll do my best to get out of the car maybe every 20 minutes and just do this. Inhaling up as you go across. And the variation, reaching behind the back. When you reach behind the back, it's as if you're going to put your hand into your own pocket. Here's my pocket. I want to get my hand going in. So I'm reaching and twisting around. And then exhale, doing the same thing. Inhale, and my fingers spin in, and I reach around. This posture, I want you to really pay attention to the fingertips here and what happens to the rest of the arm, because it's very important as a note for grappling in the push hands. So inhale, look at this as I inhale, reaching over. Look at how these fingers leave the structure. Inhale, and they leave the structure. So that hook, this little hook, very, very important when you're playing push hands. Ooh. Or when you're throwing a hook, an actual hook. Very similar, very similar. And there's not too much emphasis on flexing the arm at all. It's really more so that you, by nature of you leading and driving with the index, middle finger, and thumb, really mostly the index finger, but supported by the middle finger and thumb. When you create that straight line, that inhalation, you have an imaginary straight line going to the elbow. So that imaginary straight line here, you can draw it. And I know that when I'm grappling, when I'm doing push hands with somebody, that if I have an angle, whatever my angle of my arm is, and their arm or their leg or their limb or their body, that if I create that shape and I get that straightness of my intention, my willpower, this is a reflective of my willpower. I'm going straight through. So I know that my entire body is going to follow through along that straight line. So it makes whatever shape I'm creating that I'm imposing on my opponent stronger. So you can really practice that here. And it's happening right here. It's happening here too, but it's more overt here because this is an odd, it doesn't feel like you normally do this in your daily life. Reach around and reach this other pocket back here. So you can feel how you can slide into uncomfortable areas or awkward areas. Inhale deep. And exhale back to center. Inhale deep. Exhale back to center. And you can also try the reverse of that. Breathing, you can exhale. And inhale back to center. But it's important to note if you do switch up the breathing, that the body mechanic changes and the intention will shift. So when I'm inhaling up and out, it's because I'm expanding my ribs. My intention is to agree with the expansion of the ribs. But notice that only one side is really expanding here. So I'm emphasizing the side that's expanding when I do the inhalation to the side. Exhaling back to center, I'm emphasizing the side that's collapsing down. Inhaling, I'm emphasizing the side that's expanding. Exhaling, I'm emphasizing the side that is collapsing down. But now if I switch it, I'm going to emphasize the side that's collapsing to agree with the body mechanic. So if I inhale deep, I wake up here and I exhale and I'm going to sleep, emphasizing the collapse. Inhaling, waking up, emphasizing the rising part, the part that collapse, reinvigorating, and exhale, emphasizing the collapse. Inhale deep. So you emphasize the collapse, emphasize the restructuring, emphasize the collapse of the exhale. Inhale, emphasize the restructuring. And again, another note for your push hands, if you're playing push hands, what we just did in switching the same move, but changing the breath work and visualization based on which part of the body is expanding or contracting, that our emphasis shifted to that base, whether we were inhaling or exhaling. Really, really important concept for push hands because it helps you like refine your willpower. It helps you refine your posture when you're playing with an opponent. So important to be able to drop your weight with your breath, with the idea into an opponent's body, or to lift and create a shape and to really feel the expansion through an opponent's body to claim the space, to claim their body as part of yours. Very, very important concepts. And there are multiple concepts at play here at the same time. But when you start to emphasize inhaling, opening up, exhaling, collapsing, inhaling, opening up, or coming down, and now we switch, we inhale up, Exhale, emphasize the collapse. Inhale, restructure. Exhale, emphasize the collapse. You'll start to feel all the little subtleties that shift when you change the focus, when you change the way you look at things look at change. And there's a bunch more there that you can expand upon, and we can expand upon with any questions, Dr. I think that you might have that are very, very helpful in pushing it. So I always recommend that. Now let's do some wonderful white crane spread these talons. This is very foundational yin set of Nei Kung and the Lu style Tai Chi. So we're going to gently grab with the crane fist. Gentle crane fist, sit both on the ground. Inhale. Notice that the elbows soften and they drop downward. And the breath is pulling the wrist back. And the fingers are holding gently and massage the temple. Hands float down to the solar plexus. Exhale to the palms and fingers. Gentle breath. Inhale deep. Shifting over so you can see another angle. Exhale. Front. Inhale, draw in. Massage the temple. Exhale, forward, in and up. So my heels, the heels of my palm are pushing forward, in, and up. So they're coming like this. And not so much that they come together and hit each other, but really more so I have the temples here, and they come forward, in, and up. It's very subtle how much closer they get when you relax. And the breath, it's as if this crane fist is as if you're grabbing the ether itself. The ether itself. So when you grab here, very, very gentle. And you can do this exercise on your own. My Qigong, I've talked about this many times, Sifu Qigong of Lu style Tai Chi. He'll just touch the air. And he'll be hanging out, waiting in line for something, and he'll play with the air. He'll play with pulling the ether as if he's pulling leaves or pulling a tissue. Very, very gentle. I can feel the tissue. You want to be able to feel the pull of the air. You want to be able to self-generate that sensation. And here, we're doing it very intentionally. Inhaling out. Massage the temples. And float down. Exhale forward and down. Of course, when we do this exercise, there's at least 3 concepts that you can be working on. And you should pick the one that feels the most resonant with you. Eventually, you want to be able to do all 3 at the same time. And those 3 concepts are the catalyzation of the breath. So the breath pushes you forward. You finish the exhalation. Here, inhale, the breath pulls you back. The other concept is the color visualization. The breath as a color. Exhaling, pushing the color from the belly through the shoulder blades, up the arms, out the palms and fingertips. Inhale, pulling that color visualization back. So that's layer 2, or if we numbered them, that would mean they're in order, but they're not really in order. It's what works for you at your current stage of experience. And 3 is exhaling, really feeling the body mechanic, the shoulder blades disappearing. And then when you inhale, the breath pulling the wrists, more specifically strings, pulling the wrists back, and the hands have that gentle hold on the ether. So my fingers aren't going back. It's the wrists being pulled from here, from behind, by an imaginary string that's controlled by the breath. So now we have the breath, the color visualization, and the string that the breath controls. Those are 3 different concepts. Very, very important. And the counterpoint to the string is the weight. Exhaling, you feel the weight that you're pushing. And you feel the weight that you're pulling. And the weight gets heavier and heavier. Exhaling, feeling the weight. So all of these concepts should be happening at the same time. At some point. So that means you don't have to focus on on doing that all at once, because it can be overwhelming. And remember that all this stuff is just like weight training. The more you do it, the stronger you get at any particular concept. So when you're doing this breathwork and visualization, you really want to allow for what resonates the most to be what you work on. And then once you get super comfortable with that, whether it's the color visualization or the coordination with the breath work or the concept of weight and the pulley system, inhaling deep and exhale. Forward, in and up. Inhale deep, exhale. And just lay the hands flat. Laying the hands flat, keeping the middle finger as high as the shoulder blade, as the shoulder. Keep the tongue on the ceiling of the mouth closed. The elbows keep softening. So now we're doing embracing the one. And this is an awesome thing to do in this seated posture, because now you really start, you don't have the movement of the limbs at all to distract you from your posture. Because sometimes you're doing your neck on and your back kind of slouches over, and that's okay. But now you have the ability to just really focus on pushing the sit bones into the ground. If you need to switch your feet, go for that, switch the feet and the legs, and keep those sit bones in the ground. Keep the shoulder blades down. The shoulder blades disappear into the upper back. The arms should feel like blades, straight line from the middle finger to the elbow. Palms flat. And they're relaxed hands. They're not flexed, they're not sharp. They're relaxed and open. The breath work is inhaling, drawing the color in through the soft part of the arms into the belly, and exhaling, washing it down the hard part. That is the more advanced breath work that I just started with. In general, draw the color into the belly, exhale, push it out to the palms and fingertips. Inhale deep, exhale to the palms and fingertips. Again, that's a lighter concept. The more dense you can make your concepts of breath work and visualization, the deeper experiences you're going to have, and the more insight you're going to have into your partner's body mechanics as you're playing push hands or moving with them in a martial way. Six breaths here as usual. And now we'll turn the palms up. And this is holding the golden bowl. First was embracing the one, now it's holding the golden bowl. Palms are to the sky or the ceiling. And we're going to do our big orbit breathing, which means we're going to inhale up one side of the body, down the other. If you do up the back and down the front, that's totally fine. I do up the front, down the back. Whatever you do, stick with it. But the front is the conception vessel. And all the energy running up and down the front of the body. And the back is the governing vessel, all the energy running up and down the back of the body, controlling the motor functions, etc. Spinal cord. So we're going to inhale up and roll the sensation of breathing up the body, the top of the head, and exhale, roll it down, back into the ground. Every breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Up, exhaling down. And there's a few ways that I have played with in experiencing the rising of my awareness from the toes to the top of the head. And sometimes I literally go inside the body and I'll just pull my awareness up. And the slower I go, the more strength, mental strength it takes. But sometimes I'll just go section by section, which means I'll take a chunk of my body and I'll just put awareness on my legs, belly, or core, head. So, and the core will have the arms a bit, and I'll just do it in sections. And those sections I find are really, really helpful. That means that inhale up the front of the body or the back, inhaling up, legs, up, torso, over the arms, up the head. Exhale, down head, down torso and arms, down legs. And keeping it very simple. So I just created these little chunks of awareness for myself. But if you want to be more detailed, you can really feel the breath work as a tingling sensation going up, 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 up over every detail, and exhale rolling down, 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 down over every detail. It's as much as you want to do. Let's do 6 breaths here with those concepts in mind, whatever works for you. And if you have your own way, please share. And now let's go to hugging the tree. And we're going to cycle this almost like interval training. So rather than do the whole hug in the tree, we're going to turn this into the crank. So notice that we just shifted from a Wu style exercise to a Yang style exercise, noticing that the elbows are slightly lifted like there's wind beneath the wings. That's one of the tenets of the Yang style. So we're here holding space away from my chest, fingers facing each other. Inhale deep, we're going to use the core. Exhale, one hand drops down, the other hand pushes across your shoulder line. Eye on the middle finger. Inhale, the bottom hand rises up. Exhale, the outside hand drops. Bottom hand rises. Other hand, exhaling, drops. I'm using the waist. Inhaling up. Eye stays on the middle finger of the high hand. And feel how the waist is working. Keep the sit bones pushed into the ground. Inhaling up. You can also think of this as dumping a barrel out. Barrel full of apples. You got the barrel right here. And exhale, dump that barrel. Inhaling up. And dump the barrel. Inhaling up. And dump the barrel. Inhaling up. And dump the barrel. And over time, you really feel like you're on these beautiful rails. Inhaling up. Time. Inhaling up and hold. And now we have our holding or hugging the tree posture. Probably the most popular Qigong position possible. They were holding this position, shoulder blades experienced out the back. There's many different breath work concepts we can play with. But for now, we'll do inhaling inside, from the inside of the arms into the lower dantian, exhaling from the lower dantian down the outside of the arms. And feel the chi, the energy, the tingling sensation jump between the fingertips. Six breaths. Check in on your posture. And now dropping the elbows just a slight bit and pushing the palms forward. And same breathing. Inhale in through the soft part, exhale down, come to the hard part, each hand. 6 breaths. Inhale deep. Fingers up. The back wall, chest and ceiling. Hips forward, so sit bones go forward. Exhale, drop the hands down. Now we're going to stretch, walking the fingers forward. Inhale deep, exhale. Feel the stretch. Walk the fingers to one side. Inhale deep. Exhale forward. Forehead falls to the knee. Inhale deep. Fingers walk to the other side. Exhale, forehead falls to the knee. Keep the sit bones down. Inhale, walk back to center. Inhale even deeper. And switch the leg. Extend it out. Bring it back. Exhaling down. Inhale deep. Exhale. Walk to the inside. Drop the forehead to the knee. Inhale deep. Exhale. Drop the forehead to the other knee. Inhale deep. Back to center. Inhale even deeper. And open the feet up. The legs forward. Exhale. Drop and reach toward the toes. Inhale deep and lift the collarbone. Do your best to have the knees bend to straighten the knees. And if you can't reach the toes, then just go here and try to keep the toes up too. But if you can reach the toes, that's great. As far as you can while keeping your legs straight. Inhale deep. Dropping the hand. Inhale deep. Into the dantian or dantian. Exhale, push the color through the muscles, washing the color, the breath work through the muscles with the mind, as if the breath is melting any tension in the muscles. So you inhale into the muscle as if you're washing the muscles or drilling and spiraling through them. Inhaling deep. Sixth breath. Release, suck the belly button in, come up, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the feet together and hold. Inhale, deep, exhale, and just let the breath shoot to the kneecaps and open the hips. Inhale, suck the belly button in, lift the collarbone, exhale, pull yourself forward as the knees fall. Inhale, deep. And just reach across one arm. When you inhale, exhale, pull the shoulder across very gently. You can reach the finger or leave it relaxed. As long as one arm cuts across your shoulder line in straight line, quote unquote, straight, across, keeping your spine straight and eyes forward, and then release. Other side, notice that the hand is going to snake behind the elbow. So we snake behind the elbow and we lift. Inhaling as we lift. Inhaling up, up, up. And you exhale, push the breath through the shoulder blade. The shoulder blade softens, disappears into the upper back, and the shoulder stretches. One more time inside. We take one hand, we snake it behind the elbow. Inhaling, lifting it up. And we exhale, pull across. And we melt, push the color visualization into the shoulder blade and the shoulder to melt the muscles, open up the joint. One more time, snake, cross, inhaling up, exhaling, pull across, sit bones into the ground, reestablish your posture, exhale, pull across, and drop down. And two more uplifting heavens just to finish off. Exhaling down. One more. Exhaling down, drop the chin. Inhale up, back, exhale down. Inhaling up, exhale. Reverse it, inhale up, exhale. One more. Inhale up, exhale. With the jaw. Circles. One, two, three, four, and reverse it. One, two, four. Back and forth with the jaw. Yes. Really feel the stretch in the jawbone, your joint. Lower, bring it in. Lower, bring it in. Tongue. And reverse it. And let's put the fingers out. 1, 2, 3. Thumb, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Grab. 1, 2, 3. Rub the hands together. Inhale with your belly. Exhale, push the color through the chest and massage around pectoral major. Tapping. Tapping around. Massage with the fingertips into the lymph nodes. And 4 fingers on the sternum, up and down. Collarbone either side. U shape. Hooking the chin. Side. And again, the other side. Hook and 2, 3. Middle finger for the heart. 1, 2. Right here, just between the lip and the nose. For sleep on the earlobes. Above, up, over, down, under the ears. Very strong pressure for the immune system. Up on the face to the side, release. Up on the face to the side, release. Up on the face to the side, release. Fingers to the scalp. Front to back, back to front. Front to back, back to front. Front to back, back to front. Massage scalp. Front to back, back to front. Grab the scalp and lead it like that. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, release. And then reverse it. Grab the scalp, lead it like that on the opposite direction, and then release. 1, 2, 3, release. Do your best to feel the skin, the muscle, and the bone all moving. So visualize it. Really visualize it lifting up. So when you lift your head, you feel the bones, all the bones that are fused together, that always move every time you speak. Gently stretching. And 4 fingers to the top of the forehead. 1, 2, 3. And reverse it. Temples. And reverse it. Under the eyes. And reverse it. From the side, above the gums, 4 fingers. Clamp in. And under the cheekbone. Gums, cheekbone area, underneath. And then under the gums. And just above the jawline. Good stuff. And close the eyes. Inhale, white light into the belly. We're going to wash white light through all the bone marrow, cleaning, cleansing bone marrow. It's the intention. Inhale deep. And use the sound to vibrate through that bone marrow with the white light. So push the light with the sound. White light. Roll it up the front of the body. Exhale, roll it down the back. Wash the light to the bones. And white light up the left side. Roll it down the right side. One more time, white light to the belly. And we're going to shoot it up and down at the same time, making a big bubble of light like a fountain coming up out of the head and through the base of the body. Make a big bubble around us. Have gratitude for the body, space we're in, space you're in, and the good people in your life. So thank you so much for training. Love you guys so much. Always happy to do this. And this is Tai Chi to the people. It's open to anybody who wants to come and train. We're on Zoom on Tuesdays. That's when we record. You can always ask questions. I always appreciate folks joining my Patreon and becoming subscribers. And I need to start saying that at the beginning of my videos. I keep forgetting to do that and front load that. So you can subscribe and help the channel grow. That's patreon.com/JansTaiChi. And janstaichi.com is my website. You can find all this, my lineage and all that good stuff there. And links to a bunch of things on the YouTube channel, which you should also please subscribe to and like and comment and share your ideas, because it's the sharing of ideas that helps all of us grow and to elevate the community, the art of Tai Chi, the system of Tai Chi, which is always in the state of evolution. So I love you guys and always feel free to reach out. And thank you, Mark, being here, and Sam. That's my son in the background. There he is. Okay, well, I'm gonna press stop now. And Mark, hold on one second.